Also, gotta give props to Bash there for using the Samus sprite. They are the only other person I've seen use it thus far. And away we go. Flippers right off the bat. That's pretty incredible.
That is, actually. So right away, it's almost like the logic saying, go check the hobo, or go check the waterfall.
Or even Zora, perhaps. It would be a little bit easier to get the Zora with the flippers.
Definitely. Could just, oh man, he got a bomb. He got the 4 bomb drop without killing
Oh,
anything.
man. Wait, I
Both
didn't know that was even possible. I thought you always had to kill something to get something from the poultries.
Yeah, usually if you don't kill, I feel like it's hearts.
Meanwhile, the uncle thought bringing a bomb upgrade to save Zelda was a good idea.
But hey, if they pull the tree again and get more bombs, they can load up on 20 now.
Meanwhile, Keku's heading straight into the Lost Woods. It's nice that they're sort of doing different stuff. Some route divergence early on is always nice to see.
Yeah, definitely. So did Keku not pick up his flippers already? Was that not in
No,
the South?
he started at Sang.
Gotcha. You can do the Houlihan room. Whereas Bash cannot. So far, nothing too exciting other than the flippers, which could honestly just mean nothing at this point.
Or it could mean everything, you never know. The hobo could have something cool.
That's true.
Or he could just have 300 rupees, as usual.
It could be one of those early baits, though, you know, where the seed throws you an item, and you think this is going to lead to my progression, but then for some reason it doesn't. Let's hope that's not the case.
Yeah, but I don't like the seeds when they troll you. Unfortunately, that is every seed I play, so...
That's version 26. They're all troll. Ooh, early ice rod.
Oh. And power gloves. They're so bad, but they're also so helpful.
Ooh, wow, and he got a bottle too.
Oddly enough, it didn't have a bee in it.
Yeah, it's nice to get the golden bee early, because you can get 100 rupees from the bottle vendor.
Or use it to assault certain bosses.
One time I used the bee on the, like, doing a standard race, and the bee almost got me killed at the chain guard.
Oh, wow.
He pushed him into me like twice. I almost died. It was crazy.
Meanwhile, other than the Ice Run Power Glove, it seems like Kakariko is not exactly paying off in Divins here.
Yeah, so far nothing towards progression. He did get his money for the bottle vendor, which is nice.
I am corrected. Keko just getting the sword. That is certainly progression related. In its own way.
That's definitely nice to have, especially when you're going to the mini Moldorm cave.
Unfortunately, the bottle merchant is more like the bottle swindler today.
It was a bad transaction.
Oh, more explosives. This seed seems loaded with them.
So far, though, it doesn't seem like a bad start to his seed. Getting a fighter sword, early gloves. Potentially an early ice rod if Turtle Rock's required is always nice.
And I blinked and missed what Keku got in the tavern. Had to think there for a moment.
I believe it was a piece of heart.
Yeah, it probably was, since he just now has 5 heart containers.
Yeah, a lot of love in this seed.
Poor Bash cutting down that bottle merchant.
He didn't like his deal.
No, it was not a very good deal. Come on, race minigame, or maze minigame. What do you have for us? A blue tunic? That's amazing.
I feel like I would go for it.
Yep, Keku is heading straight for it.
I don't blame him. It's always nice to have blue mail for sure, especially really early in the seed.
It's always nice to have a little extra protection because, you know, you're not guaranteed heart containers, so they might end up with just these 4 or 5 heart containers for a good chunk of the run. Oh, we have green pendant in desert, and it looked like blue in eastern, and a crystal of some flavor up at the Tower of Hera.
Ooh, Keku's going to do the escape. Now he waited to do this, so he's gonna do it probably all in one shot.
Well, he might, unless he's practiced the dark rooms, he might not be able to go for all of it.
Yeah, definitely. This dark room, I would say, is probably one of the more difficult ones.
Indeed. And hopefully they will find a lamp of some sort. Or the fire rod. Some of the rooms have torches that can help them out.
I'm surprised neither one has gone to the backside through the grave.
They might be just kind of... crap, brain, think of something to say.
Well, the thing is, they might find a key there.
That is true.
So if he was to attempt the dark room, he might get key locked.
Plus, it might be better routing for them to do all this, defend, save, and quit to escape. Or not escape, Sanctuary. And then go to it that way.
Yeah, it can be faster. If they're good at the dark room, it is faster coming through the backside if they were to death warp, but depends on how well the dark room navigation goes. Which sometimes it can be very easy to get lost in a dark room. So far, nothing of worth in this escape.
Yes, it's very disappointing. Another heart container, but nothing for progression. So we're 8 minutes in, a little bit over 8 minutes in, and they don't have too much to show for it at the moment.
No, and at this point, we're going to see both sides, so we're going to know if the seed's going to be leaning towards, say, EP. Which, Light World Hype Caves, not so good.
Yes, neither the hype caves tend to be particularly good in this version.
Yeah, it definitely seems so. Nothing in escape at all.
That is a little surprising.
Yeah, it definitely is. It looks like there could be something on Zora or the ledge or the waterfall.
Or Hobo.
Yep, Hobo as well. Or it could be leaning towards EP. The options are starting to really dwindle down.
Yes, without too much mobility items, they are going to have to find out quick where the seed's trying to tell them to go. Oh, that's a nasty spot for that guard to be.
Yeah. Oh, he's getting trolled by the rats. Poor Keku.
Oh, red mail. Now that Bash has the Phazon suit, he is immune to all Phazon. Wait, no, that's the wrong game, unfortunately. But I believe he takes 25% damage, and that's it.
That's pretty good.
I think red mail's 25%. I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm incorrect on that one.
We do know that there is an item in the dark room in Escape. He has a key, and he has the burrito.
Whether or not it's a good item, given that the rest of the items in Escape were not too good.
And we just saw the flute on the floating island.
Oh, mirror locked flute? That's awful.
Yeah, which brings the question, where is the mirror?
But also the question of what sort of dungeon is Misery Mire? It could be a pendant dungeon and not be necessary. The flute might not even be necessary.
It's possible. We had 2 pendants in the light world, right? So there's only one, either Swamp could be a pendant or Misery Mire could be a pendant. But the odds are one of those items is required, the mirror or the flute.
Meanwhile, Keku is heading straight towards Disappointment Cave, with Bash heading straight up the Zora's domain.
So we're gonna know whether the logic wants them to go to EP at this point. There could be a Gina's Cave as well.
Oh,
ooh.
Well,
I think he's
that is money for Zora. That is money for Zora. I think. Oh, he is 29 short. Maybe he's hoping for money to be on the ledge. He would have to loop around, but would be... Oh. Well, there was money there, just not enough of it.
Yeah, that feels bad, because Keku is going to have 500 rupees when he gets those 300.
Yes. And Zora's item could be the key to this. This could give Keku a pretty decent lead right now.
Definitely, and it looks like Bash is going to head towards his disappointment of the escape.
Yes, unfortunately. I hate it when some of these early areas have nothing but bombs and arrows and rupees. Want to see some items, some explosions.
Yeah, definitely. We want to see the early dungeons. Nice early progression. But the rate that this seed's going, it can start off slow and it might just pick up out of nowhere, like rapid fire. I'm thinking EP is going to be potentially loaded.
If Zora doesn't have something cool, then I would be very inclined to agree with you.
This is interesting. I'm looking forward to see what Zora has.
Yeah, it has to be something good. They are running perilously low on locations to go to. They could sequence break if they know the dark rooms for the old man, but that's about it.
Definitely, I mean, the options are running so low. They still need Moon Pearl, and they need the hammer. To do Aghanim, they need the lamp, and they need the cape or a sword upgrade.
Or somehow know the dark room, which would be interesting to see, I'll admit, or not see, as the case would be.
Did you say to do the dark Aghanim?
Yes, it is possible.
Yeah, it definitely is.
So I wouldn't want to do it. It has to be Eastern then. There's literally nothing else. And yes, Quiz Bowl. Well, very much a shout out to these runners using both custom sprites. Especially Bash using the Samus sprite, which I am quite fond of.
I think it's awesome how many sprites are in this game now. And that we're
isn't there like 40?
I think so, yeah. There's a huge number. It's constantly growing too.
Yes, I think like last week they added like 4 or 5 more.
Yeah, I think they just added the pug, and I thought there was a couple other ones.
I think there's a a Ghost Zelda or Transparent Zelda or something like that, and a few Dark Link variations.
Oh yeah, you're correct. There's a Neon Link they added.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. Oh, and there was the Moon Pearl. So, Sarshal's house had an important item. I'll never know how to pronounce his name.
There's so many ways to say his name. Everybody calls him something different.
Even the credits text calls him something different every seed, it seems.
Yep. Pretty hyped to get the Moon Pearl this late. If they find the lamp and the cape, then I'm gonna say that this seed's telling them to go do Aghanim. Potentially.
It's not very often that you see an Aga 1 seed. And some seeds can fool you, making you think you need it.
That is very true. You can they can give you breadcrumbs that make you think that's where you need to go, and then you soon find out that that's not where you need to go. There's always the possibility that they could find, say, Titans at this point, or the Hammer, which would give them Dark World access.
At this point, I think they would appreciate any item.
Yeah, this has definitely been a slow start. We're 16 minutes in. Both players are now entering EP, so they're not too far behind each other.
Oh, there's the
There they are.
Titans. You called it, good sir. You definitely called it.
Yes. So now, again, the way the seed's playing out right now, it's like they still don't have much progression to go in and start clearing their crystal options. They have the Titans, but they're missing the Hammer. So if they were to go into, say, Thieves Town or Skull Woods, they can't complete those dungeons. So I'm just curious to see where the seed wants them to go from here on out.
Also, I'd noticed Keku does not have the red mail, so he hasn't visited the same locations yet.
Yeah, he decided to skip the Vanilla Ice Rod Cave.
Thankfully, red mail is not critical, but it is helpful.
It's one of those nice-to-have items for sure. Especially in Turtle Rock.
Yes, where everything does a billion damage, basically.
Yep, if you're in green mail, everything does 4 hearts of damage, and I think the rollers do 3. Which is a lot.
Not a healthy place to be when all you have is a green tunic. But our runners are very much a long ways off from there at this time.
I imagine after this we're going to see quite a bit of overworld before we see them start dipping into some dungeons.
And that is the third item in Eastern. Unfortunately, other from the Titan server, wasn't too much else to speak of. And if these runners don't find some good items soon, we might not have too much to commentate about.
Let's talk about version 26.
It's a complete troll. That's about all that can be said about it.
Version 26 is so troll, it's so bad that it's so good. I actually enjoy, like when I'm playing version 26, I enjoy some of the seeds that I play where I find Hammer and Mirror in Ice Palace. Like, it's just madness.
Yes, there was a race I commentated on the other day where the double-chested fairy had 2 items that they both needed to go into go mode.
That would have been hype.
So, like, they opened the first chest and we excitedly started talking about it, and then they opened the other, and it's like, oh, they have both things now. They're in go mode.
That's amazing. So far in this seed, these players are going to be probably mirroring each other here for a little while because there's not much route diversion that they can do.
Yep, but hopefully, town. I believe it's Village of Outcasts. It's called.
That's correct. Yep.
And yet the dungeon's called Fuse Town. Like, huh?
I'm just curious. Keku decided to skip a couple things. He skipped the sea house. He skipped the. Oh, he doesn't have. I think he has enough rupees to do the chess game, but he doesn't have enough rupees to do the
The digging game. And he might not know that. He is in for a little bit of disappointment.
Here comes the walk of shame.
He just spouts moonspeak apparently. And a few remaining instances of Japanese text in the game, and Bash has a Master Sword. It was just sitting in the sea house.
Very interesting decision for Keku to walk past that.
He's going to be probably a little upset when he doubles back and checks there. Oh, a
Wow,
mirror?
Mirror.
Maybe he won't be so upset after all.
So he can go get his flute.
In fact, it looks like he may be heading straight there. And undoubtedly, he'll check out the Hype Cave on the way.
Let's see if the Hype Cave is hype.
Chat, what do you think? Will it be hype or not?
And yes, Thieves Town was pendant, which is a little bit trolly.
All the hype? Well, let's see how hype it is.
The green rupee.
Oh, half match. Oh, okay, that's kind of hype.
Yeah, it's money cave.
Half magic is extremely useful, so it's not progression, but it is handy.
It is definitely nice to have, especially if you're doing a Master Sword Ganon and you have the cape. And now we get to see what the dig game holds.
It's scary. Yeah, we have safety hype. And dig game was disappointment.
It was. So far, Keku missed out on the
Red Mail.
Yes.
And the Master Sword. But he has the mirror, but unfortunately Bash is about to acquire it himself. We have a save and quit, which makes me wonder, where is he going to... Well, he's probably going to unlock the duck. So
yep,
everyone, we will have the swag duck very shortly.
Interesting enough is he forgot to check the mirror spot as well that we see Bash going to.
Well, every seed I have played, and most of the ones I've seen have had that in it, basically, almost every time. Like, Keku might be banking on, oh, I'll skip a few spots, but it may put me ahead of Bash. Unfortunately, it is not helping him too much because he has missed out on two important things.
This might not be terribly bad for him if he decides to skip the digging game, but he needs to go into the sea house and get his Master Sword sooner than rather later. It is a pretty big disadvantage type of fighter sword.
So sword beams give him an option, and it does way more damage.
Definitely, especially in, say, like a Mothula fight.
The fighter sword Mafia would not be very good. It would be the opposite of good.
It's definitely not a lot of fun. But he does have half magic, which would have made it a little bit nicer if he had the fire rod, because Mothula with fire rod's pretty easy. Looks like now we're going to see him do the game, and he's also going to probably go to the sea house, and we might see Thieves Town.
Yeah, like this could be a pedestal seed. We don't know that yet. It could have like the fire rod or something important.
Definitely. So far, this seed it's having a little bit of a slow start.
Yes, but it's starting to ramp up a little bit now. They're starting to get a few important items. The The flute alone will give them a lot of mobility.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's gonna actually. He's got his mirror, so he's probably gonna grab the smith, the breadsmith. So he's gonna
The
check
smith
this.
of everything except a sword.
What is he gonna have today?
Validation arrow. Calling it.
Oh, that arrow makes me sick.
And
It's
5
no.
entire... Man, these dwarves aren't very good. They're forging money.
Oh, this seed just.
It doesn't end.
Where are you going, Keku?
May he'll finally get around to checking the Disappointment Ledge Cave and a few other locations. Uh-oh. I hope he's not heading towards the digging game again.
Does not look like it.
Ooh. You can't even do the digging game with the chest there.
I can't say I don't blame Bash for coming up to Death Mountain.
There could be something cool in on top of Spectacle Rock or even in the cave. Plus, Tower Hera is indeed a crystal dungeon. If he can do it right now, that would give him a pretty big lead. Only a piece of heart up there. And Keku collecting those 20 rupees, presumably out of spite, more than anything.
So far, this seed is very dry.
Very dry. Not too much to talk about, unfortunately.
At this point, their options again are starting to get fairly limited. They could technically jump across the water towards Catfish and head towards Pod/Pyramid. That's another option. They do have Misery Mire area available to them as well, so they could get some early intel on what medallions required.
The mirror also lets them go to Mire Shed, which Keku seems to be doing.
Yep, this is definitely a good call.
They're all both of them seem to be making pretty decent calls with the options they have available to them, which is not very many, unfortunately.
Yes, definitely. I imagine if nothing is here, Keku will be making the same decision here shortly.
Oh, a tempered sword and 300 rupees.
Very nice.
But still no progression. Where are the progressional items?
Yeah, we need a hammer.
Apparently in Tower Hera, because that was a fire rod.
Oh man, that's pretty hype right there. The fire rod.
That opens up all of Skull Woods to bash now. Unfortunately, I was a little focused on bash, so I missed what Keku got out of checkerboard.
It was red rupee.
Aw. Good thing I missed it then. That was kind of disappointing.
The summary of the seed. Disappointment. But having a tempered sword, very nice. Oh, validation
arrow.
This seed
Well, at least they don't have to worry about that anymore.
Oh, the seed.
Where
man.
even is the single arrow in vanilla?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Does chat know for us? And Bash, unfortunately, is not doing well against Trolldorm.
Trolldorm doing what he does best.
Be a fight that made kids take like 20 minutes to beat them back in the 90s. I remember not being very good at him as a kid.
It is a difficult fight. But Bash did it the second time with ease.
Maybe it was just doing some RNG manipulation by falling. And I think that he has to go to the basement, which means he does have a fire source now, so that's not a problem.
Yes, he's got his first little bit of progression towards this seed.
And Keku's finally checking out Ice Cave.
Gets his red mail.
That's the one thing I don't like about the Moogle sprite, however. You can't see the mail changes, it looks like.
It's really hard. I believe that you can see it in his wings and his antennas, or whatever that is. That's what changes color.
Oh, it's on his pom-pom, according to chat. That's good to know. And Bash can just sit there, take a drink, relax, and just take it easy.
Take a few breathers after playing the seed.
Like they're half an hour in, hands might be getting a little tired. It's a good chance to set down the controller.
30 minutes in, and you're looking at your... You're probably sitting there thinking, 30 minutes in, and I have one crystal so far, with not much progression.
At least I have a sword. Oh, a hammer! This place is a progressional place.
That is huge. Now we can do the backside of Death Mountain. Finally, some hype in the seed. There we go. This is where things could potentially take a turn.
The race is on. After half an hour, it is on.
Definitely. I mean, now they have lots of options. They got Skull Woods open. They got Ice Palace open. East Death Mountain. They'll get to see what Turtle Rock is as well, which we know Misery Mire is Bombos.
Could we have a double Bombos? We are about to see. This is a good move to make anyways, because he might want to take a peek into Hookshot Cave and bonk. Oh wait, he can't bonk. He doesn't have boots. That's a problem. Oh, and that's Ether, so Ether and Bombos.
Keku getting his fire rod, which leaves the big question: is he going to go back in the basement?
Oh, if he doesn't, he'll lose so much time.
That will be very unfortunate, so I really hope he decides to go into the basement. We have seen him making gambles, though, so far this seed, so...
And none of them have been good. Like, every item he's attained early, Bash came up and collected a few minutes later. Oh. So that means for Keku, the golden sword's going to be there.
Yes, he'll soon have his butter if he gets that hammer. He could be thinking, I got the fire rod, he might just dip and go straight to Skull Woods, but I really hope
I hope not. That hammer is important. Shoulder Horn's pretty vulnerable to a sword that's still glowing from being reforged, so that was a quick fight for him.
Yes, indeed. The Tempered Sword makes a big difference.
And if he goes the right way, it's going to be soon to be the Golden Sword. Oh, he is dipping. Thank you, Keku. I don't think our hearts could have taken it if you went the wrong way now.
Yeah, that would have been unfortunate because with the Fire Rod, it could have potentially led him on a different path, and then plus being able to get access to the pyramid side as well of Dark World.
It might be the correct path, but it's not the right one right now. And this cave is pretty disappointing. Like every cave in this entire seed, other from the... Oh, there's a shovel. That might be progression. It might lead to 1 rupee.
I'm gonna say, let's see the cane get dug up, or maybe
the mushroom.
The bow.
I want to see the mushroom.
That's troll.
Shovel the mushroom to something.
Now, did Bash not already collect his 2 chests?
He hasn't been to Myers yet, I know that much. There's so much to keep track of now. They're actually finding things here and there.
Interesting that he didn't... Like, when he came to Turtle Rock, I'm surprised he didn't come in through this side, because it's actually faster.
I don't know, what's Keku doing? He's thinking. He's thinking.
I think he's thinking Spike Cave.
But he, has he gone? Oh, he has a potion, but does he have enough hearts to survive?
He should, because he has 2 potions. He's got a blue potion and he's got a red potion.
Oh,
So
yeah, that should
hopefully
be
this
more
pays
than
off.
enough. Well, if it doesn't, then he's a little off course, but nothing progressional other than potentially the shovels on the other side of Death Mountain.
Oh yeah, so we only need 1 potion. That's good. Just for bombs.
I've seen so many seeds where that's the bombs, and it's not good. Meanwhile, Bash, I think he's heading towards Skull Woods. It's the right play. It might only have 2 items, but it is a crystal dungeon.
Yep, it's definitely nice to get those crystals off the board. Interesting enough, Keku didn't get his butter sword, so he must have skipped Spiral Cave.
And now we're just waiting for the next item, so we'll have something to talk about.
So far, the seed, it's picked up a little bit. So, I mean, it's only going to get better from here on out.
It's very much, it opens with a bit of a slow burn.
I know if I was playing the seed right now, I think I would feel a lot better. The fact that I now have Hammer and Fire Rod, that gives me...
And now some boots.
The boots. Skullwood's paying off.
What are those?
What are those? 37 minutes 37-minute boots is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
That gives them desert pals if it is necessary.
That is true.
It's interesting that they both have the tempered sword, but from 2 different methods, and it'd be interesting to see if they acquired a golden sword at all.
Again, I'm just kind of intrigued by Keku's decision making to skip some things. Like, he was right there. He skipped Spiral Cave, which that's gonna eventually probably be sitting in the back of his mind, thinking, I skipped that, and I'm missing this item. Could it be there?
And also the shovel in that 1 chest as well, which we don't know if it's important yet.
That's true. Like, he also skipped the shovel. So he skipped... Like, I'm not sure. I saw him go to the east side of Death Mountain, but I'm not sure why he didn't check the Light World portion.
That's a little weird.
And of course, Bash is going to go straight to Mothula, because if Mothula's holding the last item, this is faster.
Indeed.
Just burning that Fire Rod.
Unfortunately, the tempered sword will make very short work of Mafia, so we should be fine.
Yep, it should absolutely chop him up. So at this point, after they do Mothula, we could see them go to Hammer Pegs. I would like to see Ice Palace. I think IP is probably the right play.
It is, but I don't like Ice Palace, so it's
A lot
too
of people will
slippery.
hold off.
As you know, this game, it has perfectly coded ice physics. And Mafia is quite dead, but only had a burrito.
A lot of people will hold out on Ice Palace if they don't have the hook shot, but Ice Palace has had a pretty good payout in version 26.
It does have a very good chest density, so...
And you are correct, we could see that shovel playing a big role here.
And we didn't even comment on how clutch that Mafia kill was on Bash's part.
Yeah, he definitely was close there. He was thinking about using his potion, but he decided to hold off on it, so that was good. Don't want to have to waste a potion.
Uh-oh, Keku's in trouble. But no longer.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt. He uses potion and then 1 hit later, he's dead.
That's how all the boss fights go. You think you're in trouble when you're not.
That's correct. So true. And now he's probably thinking, actually, I completely missed what item was there in that chest.
In which one? Oh, that... I don't know, but given that Bash isn't save or quitting or mirroring out to use the flute, there might be something in the big chest.
Oh, quite possibly, yeah. That might have been the big key. What could it be? Could we see a hook shot?
That would be nice. Any item would be nice. We're missing so many.
Yeah, we're definitely a little ways away from go mode for sure.
Oh, having a little trouble with the shoulder. Oh, the cane.
Wow.
Once all they have to do is find the Ether and they can get into Turtle Rock.
They need Ether or Bombos. Either one opens up another crystal dungeon for them. That's a big find. So Skull Woods paid off big here. Boots and cane. That's nice.
The world, it's now starting to open up. They have a lot more options, but only 1 or 2 will be the right one, probably.
Yep, definitely. And I think you want to pretty much try to clear out your progression, I think, as soon as possible in version 26. Just kind of a fine line between doing too much overworld.
Oh, we're having a peg field check. Keku knows how to do the item dashing, which saves tons of time.
Yep, no resident sleeper hammer pegs.
Aww.
For 10 arrows.
I think in vanilla that's the piece of heart, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I wonder where Keku's going now. He might be going to Bunk Rocks and King's Tomb and then the mirror spot above King's Tomb. We could see these players hold off on Ice Palace.
I would. No one wants to deal with ice physics, especially with only 9 heart containers and no hook shot.
Ice Palace is actually my second favorite dungeon. My favorite is Swamp Palace.
And it seems my cat has joined us as a third commentator once again.
Welcome, Kitty.
Yes. I don't think my cat has too much to say. They are busy eating at the moment, so...
Green Rupee.
Aww.
It seems that the overworld's really not paying off too much in this
No, there's 1 or 2 key items, and that's about it.
Yeah, it seems like they're finding everything in dungeons. We have found Titans in the dungeon. We have found Fire Rod, Boots, the Cane, the Hammer. Everything's in dungeon so far.
But that could change in this cave here.
double bombing it for good luck.
Oh, a bug net. That's okay, I guess. Maybe.
Yeah, it can be helpful in GT if you want to grab fairies.
Meanwhile, I just noticed that Bash somehow misplaced the chest for a moment there, and Fen realized, oh, I don't have the chest. Where did it go?
Oh, chest, or he's about to get his butter.
Oh, Keku is about to lose out on the advantage he's had with that sword.
Yes, so now I have to question, where are you going to go, Keku? He has a lot of options open. It looks like he is going to... I was completely wrong.
I'm not
Maybe
sure where he's going.
he might be going to IP.
Oh, that is a bold play, I will admit.
I like this play. I think this is actually the right play. We'll see how this pans out. I think we're going to find Hookshot in Ice Palace. Or the bow. One of the two.
Or both.
Yeah, that's true. They could both be in here. This could be a big payout. Or we could even find a medallion.
It does seem like the Dark World dungeons have been the greater payouts thus far. Other than Tower Hair being awesome, I forgot about that.
It's very interesting. They posted numbers of the seeds. So they generated 10,000 seeds. And then they posted the number of item locations required to beat the seed.
Didn't it end up pretty much about even?
Actually, not entirely. The Light World was the biggest percentage by a big chunk.
Oh.
And there's Bo.
How do you know these things, good sir?
Well, the logic... Items usually lead to items, right? So you have to think, like, what item could potentially be in that dungeon. I have the Fire Rod, I have the Hammer, so Ice Palace is open to me.
But yes, I imagine Keku is quite happy to have that bow at the moment.
Oh, absolutely. That now opens up, I believe...
So much.
Pod, but they don't have the lamp, so pod might not be an option if they are not comfortable doing dark rooms.
I know I'm not, so it seems to be a bit of a rare talent to do the dark rooms so far. And no, this is our first peek in the desert. We know it's probably Boots Lock just by the nature of desert. But since I have the boots, Bash can full clear it if he wishes, but it is a pendant dungeon.
One very interesting thing that we don't see players doing a lot of the time, like, let's say if the small key is on Bob there, if you have gloves or the Titan's mitts, you can sequence break by going into the boss area and grabbing the key from under the pot. So we see a
but inversely, you'll lock yourself out of the boss fight if you do that. Until you can get the key off the torch.
Yes, you will need the to get the key off the torch. But you could sequence break and potentially find something big in a dungeon if you were to, go that route. I'm kind of surprised at Bash's decision to come in here because he does have crystal options over pendant. Desert does have a good payout.
Potential, anyways.
We do know that the right play was definitely coming into Ice Palace because it unlocks the bow.
But given Bash's play so far, it is extremely likely that... Oh, what was that?
Lamp. The lamp was in desert.
Oh, man. And he's not going to complete it. I don't blame him. It might not be necessary. It's becoming increasingly unlikely that this is a pedestal seed.
I believe the hook shot could be on the pedestal.
That would be interesting.
And if it is, and if they find the book, and if they read it, it'll say boing, boing, boing.
It's nice that every item has a unique text.
It's pretty cool, except the first time I ever found the hookshot on the pedestal, it said boing boing boing, and I didn't know what that meant. And then I blind pulled it. Like I blind pulled it because I didn't know what it meant, but then it was the hookshots, and then I was kind of angry because I didn't know that's what the text meant.
Yeah, we have seen medallions in the pedestal before. Whether it's the right medallion.
Oh, and Keku's trying to go for the bomb jump here.
Oh, that's a very difficult bomb jump.
This one definitely is, but he was very close to having it right there.
Oh, no.
Both times he's extremely close. I think he pretty much has it.
A pixel off, basically.
Yep, see, there it was.
He goes.
He had it both times, but I think he was just a little bit unsure.
That will save, and he is now sequence broken. He has broken free from the logic, at least temporarily.
Not entirely, because he has the option to go back around, because he had 2 small keys.
That's true, but this certainly saves a lot of time.
Oh, definitely. I'd say that bomb jumps for Ice Palace are pretty much crucial to know as a runner. Oh, second item was a bottle.
I know the one near that switch, but not that one.
That one's a little bit more difficult, for sure.
But yes, Ice Palace seems to be quite the play at the moment. And it makes it a lot harder to gauge just where they are in terms of who is in the lead right now. Because they both have items that are important.
Well, we haven't seen Bash check that shovel, so the shovel could lead to something, but if it doesn't lead to anything, I would say Keku is technically, he has a small lead right now because he has the bow. And he is doing a progressive dungeon as we speak, so that'll give him a crystal advantage.
Also has a bug net, which is very important.
But we do get to see what was in this dark room.
Yes, we have been waiting 52 minutes to see what this is going to be.
So it was just a piece of heart. So the only thing in Ice Palace was the bow, which is pretty huge. The bow, of course, is required to beat any seed, no matter what. But
yeah, you're right. It is basically required, isn't it?
Yep, it's 100% required, no matter what. The hookshot could definitely be on the pedestal. That dream could be real.
I think Keku's trying to stock up for the fight.
Oh yeah, Argus can definitely be a little bit difficult. So Bash is really avoiding Ice Palace. He does not want to go there without the hookshot.
I don't blame him. The hookshot can wipe out a lot of the opponents in there easily.
Yeah, it definitely does make navigating through there really nice, but having the boots also is pretty huge for navigating through Ice Palace.
Keku's having a little trouble with Cold Stare, unfortunately.
He had a little bit of trouble. He's corrected pretty well. He's down. That was not a bad fight. And Bash is going into Thieves Town, so let's see if this pays off. We could see Ether or Bombos here, and that could be big. We could even see the shot here. You can't rule anything out in Randomizer. An item could be absolutely anywhere.
For the most part, anyways. There are some scenarios where you can't find an item in a given location.
That's true. Some items are locked by other items, but at this point, the items that they're missing could be pretty much anywhere.
And at this point, they're not missing too much. Oddly enough, neither has found a shield yet, of all things. Not important, but handy to have.
Keku is going up to...
He's doing the speed glitch. That is a frame-perfect trick, if I remember right.
It's really easy to do it with the hookshot. If you have the hookshot, you basically tap your 2 buttons together, your Y and your A at the same time on like the stairs, and then you can get sprint. There's a speed boost from that.
Huh, I didn't know that.
It's
you
really
learn so much about like The last, 3 weeks or so I've been part of this community, I've learned more about this game than I have in, 20 years. So, oh, Keku's finally going to be picking up his golden sword.
I'm sure he'll be happy about this. He'll probably get his shovel, and we might see him turn that in. I
That's
wouldn't be
because
surprised.
Bash has avoided digging like the plague, almost.
You may have forgotten that he has that shovel.
This is true. Oh yeah, it's hidden behind the flute. Oh no. It could be the thing that's needed.
We could definitely see a medallion there, or the hook shot there. I'm still hoping for the hook shot to be on the pedestal, but one of the medallions could be on there as well. And the hookshot could also be in its vanilla dungeon.
Nah. That's
the most troll.
impossible.
I'm actually hoping that this pays off for Bash. He is a little bit behind right now, but Keku being up here is giving him some time to catch up.
Indeed. Oh, there's a shield at long last.
That's the food plate.
Oh, and looks like he's preparing to mirror out. But, oh yeah, he doesn't have the big key, does he? He might.
Oh, he has the key.
Did he check the big key chest?
No, he didn't, because he's got all 4 items, so that's why he was thinking about mirroring out, but he's deciding, I'm here, I may as well kill...
Yeah, blind is an extremely fast fight if done correctly.
Yep, definitely can be. See, Keku can also now check the first chest as well, up there under the rock, to see what's there, because he can bash.
Oh yeah, and the logic can account for it. The hookshot theoretically could be there.
You are correct. Ooh, Bash taking a death. I don't think he'll be going back.
No, I wouldn't. Nope, he is out of there.
Yep, he's cutting his losses. Goodbye, blind.
Why does the magic mirror erase blocks from existence anyways?
You know, that's actually a good question.
Does anyone in chat know?
There's all these cool little tricks that you see people doing, like the spin speed or the dash speed and all that. All that only exists in the Japanese version of this game. If you have like a US version of the game, they don't actually work.
90% of the glitches do not. The only one that works is the exploration glitch, I believe, and you have to do it a different way. Something about save and quitting as you're falling can allow it to work, I believe, in the English version.
Okay, so nothing of importance up here. So I think the next play... Of course, Keku doesn't have his lamp, but the lamp is not required at this point. So going into desert doesn't really pay off. If he can do dark rooms, I think pod is where he needs to be. So we're probably going to see a medallion in pod, one of them.
Undoubtedly, unless we have one on the pedestal.
Yep, that's also a possibility. Everybody wants to ped seed, so we always want to see that. We don't get to see it very often, but when we do, we're happy.
Also, thank you, Who42 Baker, for that information. It's always nice to know how this game works.
This game is really cool. I just love Randomizer.
The fact that the game is still beatable with nigh infinite combinations of where items are is incredible.
Yeah, that's something that I was just thinking about today. I was like, can you believe that this game, you can place items all over the place, and it's just a puzzle that you can always solve. It's crazy.
Meanwhile, we have a King's Tomb check, and it's nothing, basically.
think back into the years ago, like forever ago, back in Rome. Okay, the Colosseum. That's what this game is. Two people battling in the arena.
But thankfully, it is not to the death, because that would be a little barbaric.
And I don't know, I just love watching it.
Yes, the 4-person races are also exciting, even if it's just two groups of 2 people each fighting each other. Or racing each other. I guess they're not really fighting. I hope.
No, it's definitely, I like the 2-man races as well. It's pretty hype. Bash just bottled himself a fairy.
That could be handy. Looks like he tried to do the speed glitch, but unfortunately... Oh, he got it that time. Oh, a piece of heart there on the pyramid. He is going for it. I wouldn't blame him. 12 heart containers is quite a bit, but it might not be enough.
Interesting. Keku is not going to check the chest up above. Oh, I think he's trying to mirror out. He's like, oh, I want to check that first. Well, worst comes to worst, he knows that there could be a potential item there. But it could be the big key, so he might want to check that.
With so many keys found, it undoubtedly has to be an item or the big key. Pod is always key loaded in the front to avoid key locks.
It's always nice when you get key locked right away if you come here early, and then you know that this isn't where I need to be right now. Just a key for a key. Pod troll is real.
I didn't even know Pod had like 5 keys in it.
Yeah, Pod's got 5 items, and I believe 5 keys. Or 4 keys.
And then the 3 dungeon items, the big key, the compass, and the burrito. So you have a pretty good odds of pulling an item out of any given chest.
Yep, it's usually the backside, so you'll see a lot of players that gamble this, they'll go straight to the back. And I don't think Bash checked Zora yet, so he's really avoiding that.
He didn't have the money at the time, if I remember right.
No, he didn't. He was 30 rupees short, or 28.
But now he has more than enough, but unfortunately, these are going to be the most expensive 20 rupees he ever got. Oh, he swung that sword. He's angry at King Zora now.
That's a very bad business transaction. He's not happy with that. Here, I'll take 480, you keep 20.
Yeah. Like, I just imagine that King Zora there has like 50 mansions behind that waterfall, all from Randomizer suckers.
Never really thought of that, but that's that could be true. So again, Bash is really avoiding Ice Palace. He needs to get over there, especially since he's heading into Pod right now. But I think he could get access to this room because all the keys are in the front.
Yes, he needs that bow, and very quickly. But Keku seems to be knowing where he's going in the dark room.
Yeah, it looks like he's making his way through.
Apparently, Keku got the bloomerang at one point.
Yeah, that was off the bunk.
Where did he get
the
that?
Bunk spot.
Oh, yeah.
Death Mountain.
It's so easy to miss these things. Like, you focus on one runner for a moment, then the other one gets something. But then when you look at the other runner, the first one has acquired something.
I'm not sure if Keku got the first chest or not because we don't have sound, so I didn't hear him open the chest. I think he's trying to open it right now. He might be a little bit lost in the dark room.
Yeah, it looked like he was navigating fine at first, but now he seems to be wandering a little aimlessly. But each moment, Bash is catching up to him.
Yeah, these dark rooms can be a little bit tricky to navigate, for sure. I could do every dark room in the game, but I always have the map open for this room in particular because it's pretty easy to get lost in the maze.
I
Once
think
you
I'd get
lost,
lost
it's hard
with
to
the
find.
map.
The map helps you a little bit though because you can kind of tell where you are if you get lost. Like right now, I'm pretty sure he's actually down by the bottom chest and the big chest. Like he's in between, and he's got to go up. Like right now, he's heading towards the big chest. I'm pretty sure, but I think he missed the bottom one. So the bottom one's kind of like in between. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit easier for Bash for sure because he has the lamp. He must have got all items, but I feel like he missed the bottom chest. But like I said, we don't have his sound, so I can't tell.
And until he pulls up the menu, we're not sure what he may have.
He doesn't have a medallion yet, which is interesting. However, it could be on the boss. I want to see Bash get access to this room.
Yes, it seems like Bash is catching up extremely quickly.
He is catching up, but remember, he doesn't have the bow, so he cannot complete this. He's one whole dungeon behind at this point.
Oh yeah, that's right. Without the bow, you can't go to King Helmasaur. Or Helmasaur King, or whatever his name may be.
Yep, Helmasaur, you are correct. Now, Bash being behind the bow is... Being behind an entire Ice Palace clear, it's a decent amount of time. But he has checked some things in the overworld that Keku hasn't. But in terms of like most overworld, they're pretty even. Okay, so now we're gonna see what was in these dark rooms. So there's a big key. It's the bottom chest that I wasn't sure if he actually got. Oh, see, he's kind of lost in the maze yet. He needs to go down one more.
That maze is a little confusing.
Oh, it was the burrito. Okay, so Helmasaur has to be holding something then.
And Keku is about to acquire it, whatever it may be.
Yeah, fighting the turtles in the dark, not so fun.
Yes, there was the last race I commentated on a runner. They had the fire rod, but they ran out of magic. So they had to fight the turtles in the dark and went through a fairy and had a half a heart left to fight Helmasaur with. But they succeeded against all the odds.
Well, that's nice. That's good. Would have been sad to see them take a death that far in. Oh, we're gonna see the shovel, I think. What is the shovel? Is it a medallion?
Were those soldiers the wrong color on Bash's screen for a moment?
I'm not sure what causes that, but I've seen that happen to me.
It looked like they had some like golden armor on.
What can it be? Just a piece of love.
And not enough to complete his heart container.
The cape, which I don't... Did they check the ledge? I don't think there was anything there. We still don't have a medallion yet, so I'm starting to feel that this is a pedestal required seed. And I wonder if Keku's getting that feeling right now, because he's going in. Oh, nope, he's not going in yet. I think he's going to go into desert, and he's probably going to get his lamp.
And be very happy. And maybe a little mad because he's already done a fairly difficult dark room.
He did it not too bad. He got stuck a couple times, but he still did a pretty good job. I'll give him credit for that.
Indeed. Navigating those dark rooms is not easy.
No, definitely not. It takes a lot of practice. So, let's see. I know at this point I would definitely be thinking that this is a pedestal required seed.
They are running out of options. Bash finally reluctantly going towards Ice Palace.
They have absolutely no medallions, not many places left to check. Of course, they do have Swamp, though, so, I mean, a Swamp play could be necessary to get a medallion. There could be one in the very front chest. And there also could be one in the back chest. You just have to kind of go all out of your way to get them.
Yeah, Swamp Palace does not have very good item density, unfortunately.
Well, there is 6 items in Swamp.
Oh, I thought there was less for some reason.
Nope, there's 6. It actually has the most items, but however, in version 26, it just hasn't been as lucrative. But I can't really say that because my last 2 seeds, Swamp Palace, or my last 2 races for the tournament, it's been crucial. So, I mean, that could very well be the case here. Like I say, it's Randomizer. It's crazy how the percentages work in Randomizer. Like, there could be, like, a 4% chance for this 1 seed to spawn. But you could get that 4% seed, like, 10 times in a row.
Indeed. And then there's the incredibly rare pedestal seeds, which only about 5% of all seeds will be one.
Yep, that's true. And here we see him going to get the old man. I'm surprised neither one of these did this with Dark Nav. I mean, Keku proved that he can do dark rooms.
He might have just felt, oh, the old man might not have anything. I'll clear out other things first.
That's true. And of course, his options, as we know, is dwindling down. He doesn't have many. I think we're going to see a Swamp play here pretty quick, or he might just go into Thieves Town, and then that'll put him and Bash on even grounds.
We will see. And looking very likely that it will be a Thieves Town play.
Yep, looks like he's going to go into Thieves Town, which this could actually put Bash in the lead. Depending on how fast he goes back to Pod. And of course, we know now that Pod has nothing of value.
It's just necessary. And yes, Quiz that is accurate. 70% of the tournament seeds are pedestal. This is a true fact.
I'm curious to see where Keku's going, or why he's came all the way over this way. Guess he's going to check Catfish out.
Which is unfortunately disappointing because it only had arrows.
Yes, he will soon be getting his disappointment here.
To be fair, they should be used to it by now.
Yeah, the seed's been pretty trolly.
Like, look at their trackers. They're so only half filled.
This isn't the worst. The worst seed. Like, they're only missing, at this point, they're missing 2 medallions from Go Mode and the hook shot. And Bash is going to have an easier fight because he's got the butter for this fight.
Yep. Cotton candy and butter don't mix, unfortunately, so they're quickly turned.
See the Swamp play.
Oh, it might be the only real play to them at this moment.
I'm kind of intrigued by his decision. Like, he's skipping Thieves. It's very possible that the pedestal is required. So
that would be kind of funny if it was.
Interesting.
Oh, where's he going? Where is he going?
I actually do not know.
Oh, he might be doing a pyramid check. He didn't do that. Yep, he is.
Keku likes his spin speed.
It's extremely handy to know. And unlike Bash, he is ignoring that piece of heart.
So the gap is definitely going to be closed here soon if Keku does not go in the swamp at this point. Or start clearing those pendants. I would say going in the swamp is probably smarter before assuming pedestal seed.
Yeah, it was a pretty solid call. And I guess that's what the logic was trying to tell them all along, what to do.
So it looks like he's going to clear out desert, I'm thinking. Oh, I think he's suspecting pedestal seed, or this could be green pendant.
It's true. Like, Salsa could have the one of the medallions needed.
Yep, at this point, that's what's holding them back. Oh, Bash realized he didn't have a key. Feels bad.
Oh, these doors don't open so well when you lack a key.
That's true. And I think he's missing an item on there as well, a heart. A full heart. And Keku with a key dash.
This fight will be a cakewalk.
Especially with the butter, yeah, that'll be really nice. And if he uses the fire rod too with half magic.
2 shots from that will destroy each one of them, so.
Personally, I'm just terrible with this fight with the fire rod. Butter sword is nice because 2 swipes with the butter sword as well.
It might prove to be the better weapon to use, maybe. Oh, no, he's scoring some hits now.
And he's got it, so he's going to get his green pendant. Let's see what this yields.
Hopefully something good. We've been an hour and 17 minutes in, and they are missing out quite a few items for go mode.
Absolutely. They need those 2 medallions. They still need the hook shot. Oh, I thought he was going to get missed there.
Almost. Oh, where? Oh, he's going to turn that in.
If he doesn't...
I think he's trying to avoid the swamp play.
Yeah, it does seem like he's avoiding swamp. But I think it's the right play. I was kind of surprised to see that like going in the ice for the bow was super awesome, but then it didn't lead to anything. So that was a little bit of a shocker.
I think swamp is going to be their play right now. I cannot think of any other locations.
He's going for the pedestal, I think. He looks like he's going into EP.
Oh. It is a risky move. It is only 1 item.
I believe they actually got all 3 out of here, so I think he's just going straight for the pedestal. I think the odds right now, it's very high that something important is on the pedestal at this point. That's going to lead to one of the progression items. What an interesting seed this has turned out to be.
Yes, extremely interesting.
Like it's been kind of slow, but then it's like it's picked up. It's like had its highs, its lows, and now it's just got you wondering, like, where is this stuff?
And the answer is, we don't know. But we can certainly make some educated guesses at this point.
Yeah, I'm thinking pedestal. My money's on that. That's gonna have something on there of import. And I think Keku's banking on the same thing. That's why he's coming here. However, we may see Bash. Oh no, Bash is going for it too, so they're both going for the pedestal.
Oh, this is going to be very interesting. They both come to the same conclusions.
It's either that or I have miscounted. No, oh, I did miscount. There's one more item in here. Interesting.
Oh. So there might be another motive to them coming in here.
Yep. I think at this point, you're 2 pendants in for Keku. I think I'd be thinking pedestal, honestly, as in the back of my mind. Just a piece of love. Oh man.
I think they need all the love they can get in this seed.
Yeah, I think the seed's just throwing them broken hearts on purpose.
Now he just needs one more pendant to check the pedestal.
Oh, I think he's going for swamp now. Interesting. I think this is still the right play, but I still think something important could be on the pedestal.
Like, even if he finds a medallion in swamp, they need 2 of the medallions.
Yeah, it's definitely possible that he could find a medallion in swamp, which could lead him to, say, Turtle Rock, and the hookshot could be in Turtle Rock, and pedestal could be nothing.
And yes, seed, where are the items? No one knows. Uh-oh, Keku forgot. That's something important. It's not beatable, but the hookshot could be in there.
It's not
looking
beatable,
likely.
but their options are so limited at this point that it's pretty much swamp or pedestal. Take your pick. We know nothing is in Thieves Town. We know that they've done almost all the overworld. This is like their last option next to pedestal. So this has to lead to something.
And hopefully something good.
But for Keku, this is a little bit more of a gamble because Bash has already cleared out Thieves Town, whereas Keku has not. So this is a big gamble for him, but I think this is actually the right play. I'll be amazed if we don't see a medallion here. That means something has to be on the pedestal.
Of course, we could see a chain of things where find one medallion and the other needed medallion is in the dungeon, the medallion that just got unlocks.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen here.
Plus, no sign of the mushroom yet, or the magic powder. Both of which lead to items.
Yeah, we could even find a fetch quest in here. That'd be kind of funny. Where is Bash going, I wonder? Oh, I think he's going to go check the bunk spot.
Well, more disappointing for him, unfortunately.
He's going to get his blue boomerang. Yeah, buy one fetch quest, or buy one fetch quest, get one free. Yeah. Amazing. Keku didn't. Oh yeah, he can't get that key yet. Duh. Yeah, he's got to go the long way through here. I think we're gonna see Bombos. Oh, it was Ether. I was wrong. Damn.
Oh, well, that is necessary to get into Turtle Rock, if I recall correctly.
Turtle Rock is now open, and they have both rods required to beat it. So this is going to be quite the... This is quite interesting. You have to go all the way to Turtle Rock to potentially get the hookshot if it's not here. It's probably going to be in Turtle Rock. And how funny would it be if Bombos is locked in the back of Swamp?
That would be pretty funny. A swamp double dip would be pretty hilarious, honestly.
It'd feel pretty bad to have to double dip. So yeah,
And
Bash went all that way just to check the bonk spot. I think he's probably going to be heading into Swamp now. I don't know, maybe he's just going for his pedestal. It would be pretty incredible if he finds Hookshot on the pedestal or something like that.
indeed.
Because that's going to lead him right to Swamp if that's the case. This is definitely one of the more trolly versions of, or one of the more trolly seeds of version 26 that I've seen. In all honesty, I've seen some pretty bad version 26 seeds, and I've played some pretty bad ones.
But this one's
This one,
starting to take the cake.
this one here is just like bottlenecking you the entire time. Like the entire time you're bottlenecked. You go somewhere, you find something, like they found Bow in Ice Palace pretty early. That led to nothing. They went to Pod, nothing. And then they've checked everything that's led them to the desperation of having to come here. And then he finds the big key.
I think the trolliest seed I have seen, it's one where it took the first runner an hour and 18 minutes to find the fighter sword.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But at least these guys have butter swords. That's going to make Turtle Rock a lot easier.
Makes everything easier. Oh, a red meringue.
Alright, so this leaves Turtle Rock as the play.
Well, pedestals also play, but possibly not a good one. And no, definitely not vanilla hookshot.
I mean, if you're in Swamp and you find Ether, which you know is going to give you access to Turtle Rock, I feel like you may as well just play it out, because you never know. The hookshot could be there. We've seen it.
The swag duck's taking his sweet time to arrive. Or is he
I think-
oh, he's going somewhere else.
I think Keku's going to go into Thieves. Interesting.
This could be it. This could be the pedestal play we've been waiting for.
I'm actually really surprised that he's doing this over Turtle Rock. He's doing this over a Crystal option, and we know that there's nothing here. He doesn't know that, but this could lead him to the pedestal.
Hopefully, we will find it. I want to see what's on the pedestal. I am curious.
I'm really curious too. I really hope it's something. Like, I would like to see a hookshot there, in all honesty. That would put Bash right back in this race, because he's going to go kill Blind right now.
Of course, there is one possibility we didn't consider. Book on pedestal. And
Yeah,
then
I was thinking about
hookshot
that.
in one of the tablets.
I was actually thinking about Book, because Book can be on the pedestal, which is pretty troll, but yeah, you are right. Or even Bombos on one of the tablets, it'd be hilarious.
Bombos on the Bombos tablet would be different.
This seed's just a huge bottleneck. It is pretty much like they're 100%ing this seed right now.
They pretty much have to.
This will be a lot easier for Bash now. He does have his red mail and a lot of hearts. He does have safeties if he needs them too. He's got the cape.
Indeed, he has so many options. These fights are not a problem anymore.
I always find if you ever die on Blind, it's really hard because he kind of like sets into a weird position, and it's hard to fight.
And his pattern will be different as well.
Yeah, exactly. So here we go. Pedestal hype. He's gonna do a blind pull. What can it be? If it's nothing, this
I
is
see what you did there.
But if there is actually nothing on this pedestal, that is going to send him to Swamp as well, which is going to put these guys really close to each other, and it's going to come down to Execution and Turtle Rock.
And Execution is always nice to see the runs fall down to.
Absolutely.
Because all these runs are about a player's skill, their knowledge, but also a little bit of luck.
There's definitely some luck involved, making the right choice.
And here we are, folks. Let's
Here it
bring in
comes.
the pedestal hype. What could it be?
Oh man, what is it?
Behold, everyone, the legendary Master Rupees.
Oh,
Oh no!
it's gotta be Turtle Rock.
Oh no! I'm in tears from that
Just
one.
swiping at it. Don't worry, Keku will be getting his $20 here soon too.
This seed had fooled them completely.
This seed is just ridiculous. It's actually kind of funny how troll this has been. They're 100%ing the seed, both of them. So I'd be curious to see if Bash gets his ether and decides to just dip out. That would put them pretty much neck and neck.
Oh yeah, Bash doesn't have it yet. He's about to go get it. But it's interesting how they've made all these different moves, but now it's all starting to come together.
The interesting part is, I think Bash has actually checked more things than Keku still. I think Keku's still missing a couple of like small places.
Yeah, there are a few.
This is going to be a close race, I think, from here on out.
Yes, and it's going to come down to the Turtle Rock execution. Also, the Misery Mire execution, I feel.
Oh yeah, definitely.
When they get to it.
Keku wastes a lot of time going for his spin speed there. It's a little bit faster than dashing, but...
Not by much if you miss it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, what's he doing? What is he not going to do the pedestal?
Bash dropping a bomb.
That's a little weird, I'll admit. Like, he has everything he needs, and he has no reason to think what might be there.
That is interesting. He was like pretty much right there, and he decided not to.
Yeah. Either way, that lets him maintain his lead at least.
Yeah, he definitely still has a slight lead. It's not as big as we think. This could even come down to Ganon's tower as well once it gets to that point. This seed is extremely linear, so they're either going to find Bombos and Turtle Rock and then have to go into Misery Mire to get their hook shot, or it's going to be the other way around potentially. I'm actually extremely surprised he didn't go pull the pedestal though.
Indeed.
I just don't see why you would commit to the full clear of Thieves Town.
And then not go do a blind pull.
Oh, Bash is mirroring out. This is perfect. This closes the gap pretty well actually. This is going to put them really
By about close. A minute, I'd say.
Yeah, it's probably about a minute difference. So one death in Turtle Rock could change things.
But yeah, they're basically what? If they get the medallion, then they don't need the hook shot, I believe? Or is hook shot needed for Ganon's tower?
It's needed for a GT. I'm not sure if the hook shot can actually spawn in Ganon's tower. I've never actually found it there. I imagine it probably could.
Oh, there's some powder.
Another fetch quest. Oh wait, the hookshot cannot be spawning there, of course. It's needed for Swamp Palace.
Oh yeah, Swamp Palace is a crystal.
Yeah, so Swamp
All
has
too
to-
easy to forget that sometimes.
So yeah, the hookshot has to be somewhere.
It
Either
has to
in
be in
TR.
here.
Yeah, either it's in TR or Magic Bat has it, because now we know that. Oh, Keku lit the torches too soon. He's gonna have to go back around. This is gonna buy
All the time
more
Bash needs, basically. Because now he has to wait for all the torches to go out to time it right.
Oh,
no!
Keku. No.
Oh no!
It's gonna close by the time he gets there, I'm pretty sure.
Aww.
Oh, poor Keku. This is some bad luck right here. This completely closes the gap. Like, they're now, like, seconds apart.
Yeah, about
20.
20. There he goes. After many attempts, he gets into the room. Even those chests have proven a little slippery to get open.
And they're gonna do a virtual high five here in a second.
Yep. High five.
Right there.
If only there were some way for them to know, but that wouldn't be very fair.
I believe Bash has lit the torches too soon.
Yeah, I think he's a second or two too soon.
Well, let's find out.
Aww.
Got a little bit excited there.
He'll either hookshot at bat or the other medallion in need at bat.
Or the books at bat, which has to send them somewhere else. This seed is just so troll, it's amazing.
Yeah, I think this definitely top 10. Oh no,
man.
Bash does this same thing. He squandered the lead he was given, or the catch-up he was given.
Oh, both these players.
He was so done with that he just immediately mirrored out. Meanwhile, the lag is real in that room.
Oh, this is actually pretty funny. What are the odds that both players would do the exact same thing?
Pretty good, I guess, actually.
They actually did the exact same thing. Like, that was insane. And Bash, he's like, I'll be a little bit more patient this time.
Yep. The platform controls are not known for their being good.
It takes a little while to get used to it. You have to be very careful that you don't accidentally mash like 2 buttons at once, because it can do exactly what you saw happen to them. Send you back down or in a different direction.
Plus, I imagine they are getting a little tired at this point. Probably a little worn out. They're missing quite a few items still.
They're missing 2 at this point. It's not terrible. They're getting to the end of the seed. At least that's what I would be thinking if I was playing this.
Yeah, they're not too much farther at this point, are they?
No, because they're probably going to hopefully find the hookshot here soon, and... Uh-oh. Hopefully they find the other medallion as well. And then that can send them on their way to go mow the rest of Swamp Palace. Which that'll be quick.
Oh, here we are in Mimic Cave. Oh, the silver arrows. We don't have to witness a silverless attempt on Gammon. That's actually one of my biggest fears, like getting the Ganon at the silvers. I have practiced it, but it is not easy.
Especially if it's Master Sword.
I think I'd go out and find a tempered sword if I was stuck in that scenario.
The other thing too is if you play as much Randomizer as I do, or a lot of the racers that play Rando, typically you just get used to this. This is like the normal to you, playing seeds like this.
But it doesn't make it any less horrifying when it happens. That just those thoughts of where is this item I need? Where could it possibly be? I'm running out of locations.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. Version 26 is just it's a different beast. I actually like version 26. I like that the game is completely randomized. That you can still have a bit of an ability to read the seed and kind of guess where things are. But the fact that everything's randomized, Bash having a little bit of troubles here in the laser room.
It almost seems like a miracle that he got through there.
Yeah.
Keku is very much going to take the safety exit.
Can't say I don't blame him.
Yes, without this seed has been totally a good idea. But what is in chest number 1? Nothing.
Oh, he's
More
doing
nothing.
nice dashing on these laser
Yes,
bridges, though.
is that he's getting hit a few times.
Hook shot.
Oh, finally we're almost in go mode.
We just need that Bombos, and I imagine Bombos is in Swamp.
Has he gotten every item from this location? Like, could Trinex has something.
Yeah, Trinex does have one item, so it's possible he does have.
He could be guarding that Bombos.
Yeah, the seed might finally cut these guys a little bit of slack. It's definitely been testing them, that's for sure.
Yes, they have checked virtually every location at this point that they have access to. The golden sword effortlessly destroys those heads.
3 hits. 5 with a tempered.
And way too many on Master.
Oh yeah, Master's crazy.
You'd almost be better off hitting him with like a rock or something. And that was actually a very good Trinex fight.
It was pretty well executed. They're extremely close though. Bash isn't too far behind.
Oh,
Quake though.
Oh wait, no, that's not good, is it? That's not needed.
No, we need Bombos.
Well, he was guarding a medallion. Unfortunately, this one will not shake up the run anymore.
I guess one important thing to note too is, while it's likely that it's in Swamp, it's also possible that the bat has it.
Which will Keku check first? Oh, he's going clear.
And
we forgot about Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, Hookshot Cave could have it too, of course. You know, paying attention.
Nope, and yes.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, Keku is now in go mode, I believe.
Let's hope Bash checks that, because then it's a race.
If he doesn't check it, it could be over for Bash.
Yeah, that could definitely give Keku a big lead.
Looks like Swamp is first on the agenda. But yes, after an hour and 44 minutes of barely finding anything until like the last 20 minutes or so, Keku is in go mode.
Hour and 44-minute go mode.
Not the worst I've seen, honestly. Like the seed I mentioned where it took them almost an hour 20 to find the first sword, I think their go mode was like 2 hours in.
That's rough, and the ice head spewing out some ice. This is going to be a really close race. I really hope he checks the hookshot cave.
I dare say it would be over for him if he does not. Also, that's an interesting position for Trinex to die in. Perfect flat angles.
The L shape. I think Bash is thinking like, really? Quake? Really? Quack?
And at this point, none of the fights should pose either of them a challenge. But Bash is oh no.
Oh,
Oh
Bash just forgot.
no. Bash, no. But where could he be thinking of checking?
I think he's thinking he's just going to go right back into swamp. It's got to be swamp.
Unfortunately, whatever is in swamp probably is not going to be very good at this point.
You might find his other fetch quest items. That's really unfortunate. You know, he's been racing for an hour and 46 minutes. You know, we gotta give him credit. It's very easy to overlook something like Hookshot Cave. Even we as commentators overlooked that until we saw Keku go in there.
Indeed. It had very valuable items, like, you know, the bombos.
And it's just because, you know, you gotta think these guys are... they're in the situation of where they're racing. You know, they got nerves going. They've been racing for a long time. Going into Swamp Palace at such a late time for both of them. One of them could be thinking that they're pretty far behind.
Also, it could be a late hour for them in real life as well. They could be tired, and it's also easy to forget things when you need a little bit of sleep.
Yeah, absolutely.
But here we are against Argus, I believe this boss is called. Bit of a weird name, but it works. Or is this one Vitreous? No, wait, Vitreous is the eyeballs, isn't it?
Yeah, Vitreous is, yeah, Misery Mire's boss. Cold Stare is the Ice Palace boss.
There's a lot of bosses in this game that have huge eyes.
Agrius is kind of like, we call his little eyeball things popcorn.
They look like little puff balls.
Oh yeah, see, Bash still has he hasn't checked the other side, and he doesn't have a key. But I think he's thinking he's just gonna quickly do this. Now, the only thing is, he might even end up going to the left side of Swamp after.
Which nothing really was there, if I remember right.
Oh, he's going there first.
Oh no. Poor Bash. Every second he spends in here is another second he's falling behind.
Yeah, unfortunately, Keku is in go mode.
And this will be his last dungeon before Ganon's Tower.
Either way, these runners have they've put on a pretty good show. The race has been pretty much neck and neck. They've made almost all the same decisions, just in different orders.
But this is the one decision Bash has yet to replicate on his end.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. He probably just forgot about it.
Like the logic is probably like he's probably read the logic, what items he has, and he's gone, oh, it's probably in Swamp. There's lots of items in there. That has to be it.
Absolutely. He must have forgot because it was so easy to just go over there and check Hookshot Cave as well.
According to chat, there was a tie? in a recent race. That's always cool to learn that a tie has occurred. Those are very rare.
I was actually watching that race a little bit before this. And that was around Randomizer Mania 1.
Yeah, I was tuned in, waiting as well.
Very neat.
While we waited for this to occur. Is that the first tie of this tournament so far, Rick? The first tie ever? And it happened in the secondary? That's awesome. Well, sort of. They have to race against each other again. I'm going to have to watch that VOD. I think that's a VOD to watch. Yeah, I think one of the first matches of the secondary was like a 4 or second gap. If I remember correctly.
Was the 4-second for the secondary, or was that the main tournament?
I think it was secondary. I guess that one clip that's marked shortest gap ever has just lost its title.
Yeah, that was my match. That was me against Dragon Masters. 4-second difference.
With so many matches happening, it's almost impossible to keep track of which is which sometimes. Like, I've tried to watch so many of the matches myself, and it's impossible to keep up. But Keku is seeming to be clearing quite a bit of Misery Mire. But he's in go mode. He just knows that once he has that big key, he can carry straight onto the boss. There's literally no other items he needs.
Yeah, he's probably feeling pretty pumped. Like, finally.
But I bet there is always a bit of a passive mind game for both of the players, thinking, my opponent hasn't done yet. How far along are they? Oh, that block. Oh no. That block is not playing particularly nice with him, but he got through.
Yep, the cane doing what the cane does best, trolling. At least I find that, especially doing that room in the dark, the cane just trolls. You feel it hit the, you feel it like go on top of the block or the switch, and then you move, and the block moves. So hopefully Bash realizes that he skipped Hookshot Cave, because he really doesn't have any other options at this point.
Yeah, he could check the bat, but that's about it.
Yeah, he could check the bat, and then that would probably send him straight up to Death Mountain.
I bet the bat is like the mushroom or something at this point.
that would be terrible. Or the book. That would be terrible too.
Yeah, he could have used that like, what, 20 minutes ago to learn about the couch cache.
Oh yeah, no kidding. Bash going a little bit too far.
I was so focused on Bash, I didn't notice that Keku pretty much demolished Argus. Or Vitreous, rather.
Yeah, Vitreous is a really fast fight if you have silvers.
Well, I imagine, like, you're shoving pieces of silver into their eyeballs. That's bound to hurt.
Chopped him up. Yeah, he actually cleared that extremely fast. It was a good fight by him.
He has remembered.
Keku knows. He knows he's go mode. So he is gonna go.
He's just rushing straight towards GT.
Take your guesses, guys.
Yes,
Where do
it's
you
time
think
for
that
them
big
guesses. I'm going to guess 11. The 11th chest he opens will have the big key.
I'm gonna go for tile, and I'm gonna hope my boy Bash over here gambles tile.
Oh, man. What did these runners do to you to make them have to do tile room?
I'm just thinking that if Bash, if he thinks he's behind when he finds this medallion and he goes straight into that GT, and he decides to go for that tile and it's there, that would be the gap closer.
Very solidly.
I think he's gonna be a little bit upset when he finds this this bombos. He's gonna
Wait,
think, why,
isn't the
why me?
22nd chest the tile room one? Oh,
Yeah, it takes a little while. Tile room's the first room on the right side.
but most people will open it last if they can help it, making
Yep.
it the 22nd chest usually.
Yep, people almost always check that last. It's a huge gamble to gamble tile. I've gambled tile 3 times, and out of the 3 times, the 2 times the big key was there.
Yeah, it is a dangerous gamble, but if it pays off, the only thing that would pay off faster is big key in right room, first chest.
Yeah, most people, if they find a key on the right side, like say he's coming down here, if he finds the key, if he goes right side, that's a 40-second difference versus going all the way on the left side. It's over 4 minutes, and if the big key's not there,
And the first 2 chests are not good, unfortunately.
yep.
We're about to see if Bob will live or die. And it looks like bye, Bob.
Key trolling him a little bit there. So that is number 3.
He has the small keys he needs at this point. All he needs is that big key.
Interesting.
And chests, those chests, not very good either.
Yeah, that was chest number 7, so let's see what number 8 holds.
Oh, a blue cane. That's not what he's looking for, but it could be useful.
Blue cane's definitely nice to have. So Bash is quickly making his way through, hoping that he finds his big key pretty quick here.
Indeed, it is literally all he needs. We forgot to even mention that he's in go mode.
Yeah, he's in go mode now as well. I think the big key was...
It was in the room where you have to make the wall slide to reveal the pit.
Ah, okay, so vanilla. Oh, he forgot to hit the switch.
Oh no. I forget that switch a lot myself. It sucks. Oh, there's the
Oh,
big key.
chest number
And
13.
good thing you were counting, I wasn't.
Chest number 13. If you guessed chest number 13, give yourself a cookie.
And Fen, tell us which kind you got, because we need to know these things.
Oh, there's the mushroom, dude.
This seed. It's just... Well, hopefully he's not fooled by it, because if he knows his items, he knows he has everything he needs.
Oh, where did he just go? What?
Uh-oh. I fall for that sometimes too. I'm like, Darn, I shouldn't have gone this way.
Oh, he's gonna go back and check the other side first. He has the keys for it. Not a bad move. It's just that it's not here.
Poor Bash. Unfortunately, at this point, I don't see him catching up.
It's definitely Keku's game to win. He's definitely got a big lead. He's going through his gauntlet right now. Looks like he's executing pretty well.
Even with that hit, he keeps on going. First room done quite okay.
It's very unfortunate for Bash, but I don't think his decisions were bad at all.
Nope. Like, I think most players would go, oh, this has to be right. This has the best chance for me. Meanwhile, the gauntlet is going pretty decent for Keku. A bit of difficulty, but not too much.
That room right there just went very smooth for him.
Yeah, that red shield made it very smooth. It looks like he will be using the silvers on the Lemolas. One hit kill on them, but it travels. I think the arrows go a little slower from the fire rod.
Yeah, silvers also create that lag. You gotta
Yes,
want to recycle.
Thank you, particle effects. And Bash has that big key. He's going to head straight to the boss. There's nothing else to check out in the dungeon.
What's really unfortunate about this whole C2 is really the only difference is that Bash decided to go back to Swamp and full clear it. And that was the only gap here. That's the reason why.
Yeah, they would have kept neck to neck if that decision wasn't made.
Yeah, this would have been an extremely close race. You probably would have seen both of them going through the gauntlet against each other at the same time. That just goes to show you how Randomizer, one decision you make can
it can domino effect very easily. But inversely, finding just that one item can lead into so many other items.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we've all been here before where we've all made a decision when we're playing Randomizer to not do something, and it cost us the race or cost us a huge amount of time.
Like my own most recent Randomizer race in the secondary tournament, I forgot to open the big chest in Misery Mire, and it had the lamp. Awful spot for that, by the way. And it pretty much cost me to race.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Keku made some pretty great time on his gauntlet as well.
Yeah, like it wasn't a perfect gauntlet, but it was pretty good.
It was definitely solid. 2 hours and 3 minutes and 27 seconds, and he's almost at Ganon. Not bad considering the seed at hand, almost being 100%ed.
Also, I just realized I haven't found the book. Where the hell is that?
Book could easily be in GT at this point, or Magic Bat, or the Mushroom.
What, that looked like a double on Agatu.
Yeah, I think that was.
Unfortunately, that's only a single. Thanks, Blue Balls. Another double? I guess that one double wasn't a double because he should be dead if it was.
Oh, there we go. He's going to make it to the second phase of the fight.
Pummeling the dead wizard with a hookshot. Always a good idea.
And Bash is now on his way to GT to make his way through the gauntlet.
And Keku is about to enter the final battle against Ganon. And he should do pretty well with his arsenal of equipment.
Yeah, his
The only thing missing is the book.
He's even got all 4 bottles.
That's impressive. Butter
Butter Sword's just gonna be
Sword
quick work.
quickly skips through the phases.
Always going for the dash strats.
He's doing pretty okay at it, it looks like.
Just gotta be careful he doesn't take a hit here.
Yes.
Fire.
Careful. Ganon likes to give hugs. It's interesting that hitting him prevents the fire bat, however.
Yeah, it's really kind of annoying if you go to hit him and you miss, and then you get hit by the fire.
And we have a single and no glitch. Uh-oh, that was close.
That was definitely a close call.
And we have a... I believe that looked like a double by the barrister for... Oh, and we have no winner. I thought he was dead there. What's going on? Oh. It looked like Ganon wasn't freezing properly there for a second.
What happens is, like, to get a double, he cannot be close enough to the wall. If he hits, like, the side, then you can't get a double hit.
Now we have a winner.
And we will get his official SR all time here pretty quick. Oh, he fell! No way!
No! No! Keku, why?
Oh, Keku.
Well, Bash has an extremely minuscule chance now, I guess. Fairy, no. Even the fairies don't want Keku to win.
That was very unfortunate. This does give Bash a little bit of time
to narrow the gap, but Keku's going to have to, like, fall, like, what, 2 more times?
Yeah.
Amazingly, Ganon managed to reassemble himself from ashes for round 2 here.
Yeah, no kidding. You thought you had me?
I think Gecko is doing an even better phase 2 this time around from the first time.
Oh yeah, he said, nope, no more.
There's no more playing around.
Kill him.
And yeah, like I had a GG prepared on IRC as well when that happened.
It was unfortunate, but you know,
it happens from time to time.
I'm sure everybody's taking a fall.
For some reason, it seems to happen a lot more often than usual in this race, like this entire tournament.
That was a double.
Oh, right, that was almost a triple. Okay, this time, I hope we have a winner.
He's going to be extra careful this time.
It looked like, with an official time of 2 hours, 8 minutes, and 49 seconds, our winner is Keku. Looked like his game had frozen up for a moment there, actually, weirdly enough. Like, it seemed to take forever for the sword to be raised into the air.
Yeah, definitely a good game to Keku. He executed very well in GT. An unfortunate fall, but he recovered and he did win.
Yep, and Bash is heading towards Gauntlet now. But yes, that was unfortunate, but also kind of funny that he fell.
Yeah, it was definitely unfortunate.
Like, I hope someone clipped that. Or can clip that.
Yeah, he was hoping that somebody clipped it. Bash has 1 heart. He's got to be really careful here.
Yes, the mimics, even through his fancy red mail, will do quite a bit of damage. And yet, we're still missing quite a few items. This wasn't 100%. the mirror shield is missing. The book probably got burned, I guess. It's somewhere.
The book is definitely hiding somewhere.
Did they ever peek into the library? I can't remember.
Bash unfortunately taking a death. He's got a fairy though. Oh, that's not so bad.
Yeah, he caught one a while back. Life lesson for sale. Life lesson, don't trust the damn Sora. But yes, we should see if we can get Keku in here for an interview.
Ah, yes. Let's take a look and see if he's in the waiting room.
He is not, but the offer's been extended to him. But I really want to hear his thought process on this entire seed.
I'm sure he's got some thoughts on it.
Possibly some not so family friendly words, given what we've seen in this seed.
Hello?
Hello, Keku. Congratulations on your win.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
I hope this seed hasn't driven you too insane.
It kind of did. Where was the book?
Neither one of you guys found book.
Yeah, we don't know where it is.
Oh, dang.
It's somewhere. It's probably somewhere dumb.
Oh, man.
The bat probably has it.
Oh, luckily I didn't go check the pedestal. I see it that it's the couch cache.
Yeah, it looked like for a moment you were about to.
No, I was thinking about it.
Change your mind.
My thought process for what I was doing was I figured I'd finish up the pendant dungeon, and then if in case I need to go to pedestal, then I have it ready for me.
That's good thinking. Unfortunately, Bash did check the pedestal.
Oh no!
And found there was 20 rupees there. Just so you know specifically how much it was a bad idea to go check it.
Oh my gosh. I'm hoping somebody clipped my Ganon fight. It was amazing.
I'm sure someone will go back through and clip it. We all had our GGs prepared for you, and you fell.
I got too excited. I was like, okay, I'm done. And then I was like, okay, the stairs gonna come up, and all I have to do is just press up. I pressed up, and yeah.
And then gravity took over.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But yes, you and Bash made many of the same decisions.
Oh really?
And throughout this run, but he went back to Swamp before the Hookshot Cave, and he fell behind because of that.
Oh. Yeah, I figured since I'm in Turtle Rock, I might as well check out Hookshot Cave.
It proved to be a very good decision.
Yeah. I was really hoping to, like, at the beginning of the route or the run, I was hoping not to check any of the pendant dungeons. I mean, that's usually everybody's thought process, but man.
And it seems like in V26 there is a massive stigma against the pendant dungeons.
It was overall a pretty good seed. It was not the best seed I've had, but it was still fun.
Yeah, so it was a very, very slow start. Us commentators didn't have too much to say about the beginning because you just weren't finding anything.
Yeah,
that was kind of annoying. Until what was it? I found a few things, and I went into was it Hera that I went to first? No, I went to Eastern Palace first just to check, and then I went.
And it was nothing. Basically.
Yeah. Um. Okay, I don't remember which dungeon I've completed first. Skullwoods? I think I completed Skullwoods first.
Well, you went to. I think Bash went to Hera before you and got the hammer and the fire rod, and then he also got the bow before you, and then he was actually ahead of you a full dungeon at one point.
Oh, yeah. I tend to.
I think Keku got the bow first, actually.
Was it Keku? I thought it was Bash.
Yeah, it was. So it was actually Keku that was ahead of full dungeon for a while.
Oh, maybe
Yeah.
it was Keku.
It is quite late for both of us, I believe. So
Yeah. Sorry. I live in Hawaii, and it's like 6 hour difference between here and
it's
EDT.
okay. I think a lot of us are night owls, anyways.
Oh, that's good. Oh man, looks like Bash is almost done though.
Yes, he is entering the Ganon fight now. It seemed like your second fight, you decided, you know what? Let's just murder Ganon really fast, and worked out very well.
I was scared. I was like, I wonder if Bash is like right near me. Like, whenever I do the randomizer, I always think like, okay, don't pull off anything stupid. And then when I do something stupid, I'm like, oh no, they're gonna catch up right now. And then, yeah.
Well, they did slightly catch up, but not enough. You would have had to fall in like 2 or 3 more times for them to close the gap, unfortunately.
Oh, probably. Oh.
But yes, he is getting through phase 2 now. He's using the blue cane for because he has no health left, basically.
Oh my gosh. Be careful. Gee, good luck.
That was interesting. I was just watching him. Did the blue cane count as a hit on Ganon? I didn't even know you could do that.
I think it does fighter sword damage, so it can't damage him.
Oh.
Oh no! I don't think he has another fairy.
Uh-oh.
Nope. Game over.
No, Bash.
Oh, where's he going? I think he's thinking about stocking up.
Oh, I'd never seen it before, but when I was during my second Ganon fight, it looked like it paused a little bit.
Yeah, we were worried that you might have locked up. That would have been extremely unfortunate.
Yeah. Okay. I was wondering if anybody else noticed it too. I mean,
we noticed it. We were like, uh-oh, for a few moments there, and Fenway noticed your Moogle lift the sword and you head on in.
Yeah. If anybody in chat could explain that, that'd be great.
The game got a little confused for a moment, I think.
I'm not sure what causes that, but I've had that happen to me before.
Oh, really? Okay.
But the game probably was thinking, oh, Ganon's not dead yet. I'm just gonna have Link stand here for a little while.
Overall,
and then it realized, yeah.
It was a very close race. Like, the biggest gap closer or difference was you finding that Bombos, and Bash went back to Swamp and full cleared it.
Oh, okay.
But also some execution-based tricks as well. You seem to be able to do the fast movement a little bit better than Bash could.
Oh yeah, well, I've watched a lot of randos from like Andy, but I also play a lot of randos myself, and then I just try to practice the movement more so than just the routing sometimes.
Yeah, it can fall to the movement tech quite easily.
Yeah. Let's see what it would be unwin.
And Bash making quick work of again the second time around here.
You can do it.
Fortunately, Ganon seems like teleporting quite a bit today. And here we are, the final phase. Oh, the fire rod will not work on as much as you'd like to set this pig sorcerer on fire.
It was almost a triple.
Yeah,
Oh.
triple timing is extremely difficult. Like, I've only seen a triple a handful of times. Oh, he managed to do damage to him while he was teleporting.
Yeah, you gotta hit on
With an accidental slash. That I thought you could only do that with the spin attack.
And Bash officially kills Ganon with a time of 2 hours and 20 minutes and 34 seconds.
Yes.
GG.
GG to both our runners. Hopefully we can bring him in for an interview as well to hear his thoughts. In fact, he's asking us if we have time to interview him, so I think we can spare some time. I don't think anything's coming up.
Oh, I checked the
This is a
chat
lot of
schedule.
races.
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I
It's
believe this is the
looking
last
pretty
race.
good, actually. The next race won't be until 9 a.m. on RM1 for the secondary tournament.
Hello.
Greetings.
What's up, Ash?
Man, that seed. I know basically those gambles I made, like mid to late game, basically cost me that whole race. I don't know if we were even or what, but I know that was like the deciding factor. Just to say that up front.
For a
Yeah.
little while, you were kind of alternating between who was in the lead.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was told.
The biggest difference was you didn't check hookshot keep and find Bombo. So you guys were
Yeah.
in TR at the same
That
time.
was to separate.
I felt so dumb. I was like, oh yeah, Bombos is probably there. I was like, I was worried because I lost so much time with the just with not completing dungeons, and I spent a bunch of time doing overworld stuff. With that blind pedestal pull too. I had like 3 items I needed to get, so I was running out of locations. And then of course Ice Palace had bow, and then the double dip in swamp.
Always fun.
I didn't
Definitely.
like that we had to go back. I didn't like that we had to go through swamp to pick up ether, then go to Turtle Rock, and then come back.
Yeah, I had a feeling Turtle Rock was going to be done earlier. Once I had the medallion, I'm like, okay, hookshot's in Turtle Rock without a question. But man, I felt so dumb for getting hookshot cave. Like it was right there.
Yeah, that seed was definitely a troll. Right away, we were worried that you were going to skip it because we saw Keku go in there and get Bombos. So
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, the one thing that I thought would have been a problem was the shovel, because I've waited like half an hour to even go there.
Yeah, we were wondering about that too.
Well, I'm glad we were on the same mindset. No, the hookshot cave, I thought, okay, maybe hookshot's in that first chest or something good, and then I just didn't go back. I was like, oh yeah, hookshot, I have that now.
Yeah, the logic can account for that because that's not a glitch to be able to bonk across a small gap.
Did you even complete any pendant dungeons?
I did.
Did you pull
Cleared
pedestal
all
too?
three. No.
I didn't check the pedestal.
Oh, see, I blind
You
rolled it. I was
almost
like,
did.
oh.
And Fanny stopped for a few moments and thought about it.
I was laughing so hard when it was the rupee.
I was like, my thought was, okay, I finished all the pendant dungeon. I'll just leave pedestal for now until if I have to go get it, I'll get it.
Yeah, even us commentators were thinking there was good odds of something good being there. I was dramatically all being, it's a legendary master 20 rupees.
Well, I'm glad that race
Like,
was close.
oh.
Like, even with all that time I lost, I still only finished like 10 minutes behind. So, well, like 12 minits, but...
Speaking
So
of
I'm happy
timers,
with
yours
that.
is still going.
Oh, yeah. I should probably stop that.
Okay. Alright, that was fun.
Yeah, GG's, dude.
That was a good race.
Yeah, I had a feeling once I was starting to lose time, I was like... And then, especially after I got Bombos as late as I did, I'm like, yeah, there's no way I'm winning this.
It was a good race. The seed was a little bit trolly and kind of resident sleeper for the first 30 minutes.
I mean,
Yeah.
it giveth and it taketh away. I mean, like, early butter, and then, like, the 2 males I got in, like, 10 minutes. So, I mean, there's two sides to that coin. But yeah, ultimately, just not finding... Going an hour and a half without any medallions just was crazy,
Right.
so...
Yeah. Plus, it's kind of a more linear seed if you think about it. Like,
Yeah, it really was towards the end.
Your options were very limited at the beginning.
That was true. Yeah.
I still have that bad mindset where I figured, okay, maybe I'm getting trolled and there's a bunch of stuff in the overworld. This a seed I played last night actually ended up having red cane and mitts on both the tablets, and I didn't even find book. I'm guessing it was some like right side GT or something. So yeah, I made the mistake of being like, oh yeah, of course, overworld's a thing, and it had nothing. There was nothing to be found besides like bombos. I'm glad I went to desert as early as I did because I can do the like Eastern Dark Room, and then I need to really start doing Old Man without lamp, but yeah, that was a troll lamp location too.
You guys both didn't do Old Man until you had Lamp, I think.
Yeah. I didn't really memorize that cave.
I went to Death Mountain once and then went back to desert. I did the eastern side as soon as I got Hammer.
I only memorized the other one that I did.
Well, yeah,
Dark Room, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I felt like I played really good for my own standards, and then it just petered off. Like part of it was routing, and then the other part was just I flubbed a lot in like GT and TR and Meyer. I'm really glad I didn't have to go back to Ice Palace though. I was getting worried.
Oh,
No one likes Ice Palace.
Yeah. As soon as I'm like Bo, I'm like, okay, I'm not surprised. I figured Bo or something would be there.
Other than Mr. Barry Bonds, for some reason, he seems to like Ice Palace.
I wanted you guys to go there like first, and I think Bash kind of avoided it for a long time. That's where Bo was.
Yeah. I figured, okay, maybe there's some like troll like overworld thing. Maybe I'll get book or something, and it's in a tablet. But no, it ended up not being it.
We have no idea where the book is, by the way. Neither you found it.
I'm guessing it had to be somewhere in GT, I think, or it was
so,
it was in Ice Palace.
Or
like, I checked everything. Oh, dungeon. Okay, so how many? I just passed the credits. I'll have to go back and watch, but yeah, I got what I cleared like almost 200 chests there, or total locations. Something
Chest
crazy.
7 out of 11, and I think the chesting is coming up in a moment. Hyrule Castle 8 out of 8. Eastern Palace 6 out of 6. Desert 6 out of 6.
I wanted to make sure it was
Harris
thorough,
5. 0 in Agnum's Tower. Yeah, you're pretty much a full clear.
I almost full cleared the whole thing too.
Except Ice Palace. You only
Except Ice Palace, but I'm glad it was just Bo.
And Ganon's Tower. 13.
So yeah, I'm not really disappointed seeing my routing. I thought I made a nice educated guess because again I was missing hookshot and 2 medallions, or even 2 medallions. So like at that point I was running out of locations and it had to be somewhere. It just turned out it was swamp. So, but even then, just that bomb. I'm not happy about that hookshot cave. It was right there and like I just forgot. Oh well, GG's though. That was
yeah, that was fun.
I'm glad we still finished that like relatively fast, considering how trolly it was.
Yeah,
it was almost 2.5 hours for me, but oh well.
I had fun. Thanks, guys, for
yes. Thank you for the
commentators.
Yeah, thank you guys so much, and thank you guys in the Twitch chat for all the viewers for watching.
All right, definitely good race, guys. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. Make sure you give these racers a follow. Huge shout out to Speed Gaming for making this possible, and everybody in behind the scenes that are organizing this tournament and getting the commentary ready and all the restreamers, everything else. And hope you guys all have a great night.
Yes.
Later.
Thank you. And thank you to our tracker who 42 Baker.
Yeah,
definitely.
Tracking is hard.
Thank you guys so much for handling the whole stream side of things, commentary, tracking, restream. It's a lot of work.
No problem.
I'm glad you guys were entertained. That was a fun seed.
Later, guys.
I believe it is time for some of us to get some much needed rest after that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, good night, guys. Thanks again.
Good night.
No problem. Good night. Take it easy.